Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. We are back in Nier Replicant. Exciting times in Nier Reincarnation, but I think I said what I wanted to say for now. But we got word of the secret verses, I think it's called. If we collect those, we might be able to cure Yona. She has the black scroll disease. And she had a stomach ache, so we got some medicine for her. Not going to cure her, but will relieve the symptoms. And she's looking better. And then, this is the first time that Yona and then Grimoire Weiss have met. Hey, what's that book? Shiro-chan. That's cute. It's a little bit like Fio giving nicknames to the carriers in Reincarnation. Alright, but as usual, we're going to tell Yona to rest, and we're going to go visit Popola. So, heading back to the library. And she's going to send us on a mission to the Aerie. Which I didn't really show in a previous video. We just kind of briefly visited it before. I like this young protagonist. But I feel like the translation of the lines is not kind of getting across the same type of character. So yeah, not talking about the voice acting, just talking about the translation. Okay, but we'll move ahead to the Aerie, and then we see this big ugly guy again. We fought him in the previous video with Kaine, and then she said, save that monster for me. And then Kaine kind of joined our party on the way here. So we're fighting this guy together. But yeah, she's kind of like half shade. She's infected or something, so she can use magic just naturally without a companion. Oh, and another issue that I had with the translation here is that there are parts when Kaine uses foul language and then it's bleeped out in the Japanese. But in the English, it's fully translated, or like the translators filled it in, you know, with their own swear words. And I am a fan of stand-up comedy, and it's interesting to kind of look at, you know, different comedians' stance on profanity. Some comedians don't touch it. They think it's too easy. You know, it's too easy to get a reaction or get a laugh from profanity. But also, using it too much can, you know, put people off or kind of dull the impact. And then this is a situation where I feel like the bleeping is better than actually putting in actual cuss words. And furthermore, if you just use like real, I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna put in the cuss words, they gotta be really imaginative and maybe funny, maybe absurd. By just putting in the bleeps, you kind of leave it up to the imagination of the user. By, you know, directly translating it, you take away that from the user. So with the English translation, I wish they had also done bleeps, you know? Or like, do like asterisk, pound sign, that kind of thing. Or if they are going to translate it, make it worth our time to read. Like later, we will see that Kaine uses a swear word which kind of doesn't exist or doesn't make sense, and it becomes kind of the butt of a joke. That is a situation where translating it, or not using the bleep, does make sense. Alright, anyway, we're fighting the boss. Hits Kaine with a mist, and she seems to be hallucinating. And she hears her grandma's voice. And this is the first time that we've seen tenderness in Kaine. Alright, Kaine breaks the spell. Whoops. And it seems that Kaine's grandmother is the most important person in her life. And that Kaine is filled with self-loathing. Alright, and we'll cut out most of the boss battle. We'll just get to the finishing blow scene here. But pretty powerful. Grimmer Weiss's magic. And holy crap, monster gets impaled on that giant mast. I like the relationship between the protagonist and Weiss. They have different views on a lot of things. The protagonist is naive. And I feel like that some of the translation of the lines kind of steps on that. But in the Japanese, anyways. Very naive, very pure. And here we see what kind of looks like Kaine giving up on life. But we hear the protagonist's voice calling her back.
ゃダメだ、カイネ。
生きる。何のために。
それは。
And the protagonist, faced with a tough question, doesn't have an answer.
終わったんだ。
まったく、ご託の多い女ほど扱いづらいものはない。我らに復讐を手伝わせておいて、終わったらさよならか。たわけが、あるほど俊敏に戦うくせに頭の方は点で回らぬようだな。仲間のために死ぬことこそ、剣士の本望なのであろう。
仲間。
そうだよ、僕たちもう仲間だよ。
別に我はそういう意味で言ったわけでは。
じゃあどういう意味で言ったの？
それは
カイネ、僕たちと一緒に戦ってくれる？
Weiss is much more worldly and logical.
言葉を尽くして交渉に当たるのが
そこの
正しき。我を物のように呼ぶでない。我が名は白の書。深淵なる英知の。
では白。
だからなぜ略すのだ。
貴様の言う通りかもしれないな。復讐以外の自分。
一緒に来てくれるよね？
この剣の使い道がわかるまではそうすることにしよう。
Okay, and we got a sealed verse. First of 3. And Kaine has again joined our team. Great.
それを直すために封印されし言葉が必要なんだ。
なるほ
ど。どうしたの？
役に立つかどうかわからんが、国門病
And Kaine has information as well. And this is something that I have noticed playing this game, but every like event or quest leads into the next one, and it sends us running from here to there. It's not a very subtle way of kind of progressing the story and then also the game itself, but I'm willing to just kind of accept it because I know these developers. Perhaps they have, perhaps they're trying to set up, you know, a certain impression of the game, and then they'll flip it on its head later. So even though the game in many ways kind of feels like a traditional RPG, we'll go along with it for now. Alright, but Kaine told us about this city in the desert. There's a person here who also has the black scroll, may have the answer to the cure. So we'll head over there. And this is cool. This looks like Petra, that World Heritage Site in Jordan, I want to say. And then I saw these guys, and I was like, aha! I forgot to say in my in like my background of the Nier universe, I started in Reincarnation. I played a Nier Automata, and then I watched the Nier Automata anime, and that's actually turning out to be a fairly important part of the kind of the overall lore. And in there, I saw like these ancient people that wear masks. And so here, when I saw the city full of people wearing the masks, I was like, aha, that is a missing piece of my knowledge. But this is pretty wild, this place here. Oh, and also in Automata, there is, there's that tribe of machine life forms that also wears masks. So there's a connection there, too. And then it turns out that the person in this city that got the Black Scrawl disease was the king. So we're gonna go try and see the king. But the place is full of like different levels and like flowing sand that if we fall into, we get taken back to the start. So we made it to the king's gate. We weren't able to get entrance, so we're about to leave, and then we meet this mute girl. And then everybody speaks a language that we can't understand. But the mute girl we can understand with the help of Grimoire Weiss. So we can kind of use her as a translator. And then it turns out that this girl was saved by Kaine. So kind of these townspeople, they owe Kaine a favor. And right, this is the tribe with all of the rules, which is the same as the tribe of machine lifeforms in Nier Automata. And that was another aha moment for me. I was like, aha, that's where it comes from. Alright, and then we discovered that the king died of the disease. And so we want to go talk to the prince, but the prince has gone off to the temple nearby. And nobody's allowed in the temple except for royalty. But since the townspeople owe Kaine a favor, she asks to go into the temple to find and save the prince. Oh, Kaine, she knows the rules too. Good one. Right, do-gooders. That's also a point of like contrast between Weiss and the protagonist. The protagonist is a goody two-shoes. Weiss is more pragmatic. Okay, but here, the mute girl, she led us to the shrine through the desert storm. We went through the shrine, lots of fun puzzles in there. I enjoyed this, and then we got the boss here. But yeah, a lot of the kind of the gameplay innovations, you could say, that Nier Automata brought to the genre was kind of started in Replicant. Okay, so here is the prince. He didn't follow one of the rules, I think it was, so he was captured by the guardians of this shrine. And here's the boss. Just a bunch of guardians kind of working together. Alright, we'll cut out more of the boss fight. Oh, and Kaine, she also broke a rule, so she was captured, but she escaped somehow. And she joins us in the boss fight. You know who she kind of reminds me of? She kind of reminds me of Wolverine from X-Men. Kind of gruff and does things her own way, but is also a badass. Very good at combat, and also kind of showing up at the right place at the right time. And this would be another fun boss to play on manual. Partly because like it's a boss at distance, so we would have to use Grimoire Weiss with the ranged attacks in order to do damage. But again, first playthrough. I'm just playing it for the story mostly and the experience, so we'll do the auto battle. Okay, here again. Finishing blow cutscene. And there goes the boss. Alright, and there's the king. And I talked about this in the Final Fantasy XII playthrough that I am doing and will continue to do later, but I like boy king characters. Da-da-da-da. Legend of Zelda. I didn't like this boy king at first. He was kind of a brat at first. But with this cutscene here, he more fits that kind of boy king character that I do like. So I like this character a lot now. Cool outfit. And I know that mask. The royal mask, right. I've seen that. I forget if it was in the anime or in Automata. Might have been both. Once in a long while, I see fan art of this this king, this prince. And I was always wondering who he was, but now we know. But yeah, this was a cool town. This is a cool sequence. And then I didn't record it, but later, the protagonist and Weiss, they have a little discussion about the ways of the town. Weiss is like, oh, there's too many rules, how can they live like this? And then the protagonist is like, oh, it's their culture, they're used to it. We should try to learn to understand them on their own terms. And Weiss is like, yeah, okay, I guess. But yeah, interesting game for a lot of reasons. Okay, that'll do it for this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.